Today, we're going to take a look at the Pokemon Sword and Shield set of Champion's Path and see whether or not it's worth investing in. We're going to take a look at the top 10 most valuable singles. We're going to look at the price trends over the last year, where they are now, their highs and lows. Then we're going to take a look at 6 or so sealed products from this set. We're going to take a look at the exact same data, and then finally at the end, we'll come to a decision of whether or not this would be a worth it investment right now. So first, let's take a look at the top 10 singles. Alright, starting off this list, we have Suspicious Food Tin, which is a secret rare or gold card. It is a trainer item, and yeah, as you can see from the current price, it is not so hot. So let's look at some values here. July 10th, which is around a year ago, we have $1.49. Yeesh. And then you go to August 21st, which appears to be its low, $1.27. There's a few highs and lows, or shall we say bumps in the road, kind of peaks and troughs going up and down, but ultimately looks like March 18th is its high, $2.35, drops down, and its current value, where it looks like it's going to stagnate around, is $1.65. Alright, the 9th most valuable card from this set is Venusaur V. This is just a regular ultra rare card, which I feel like does not happen very often, where you see in the top 10 most expensive cards a V card, right? So we have Venusaur V over here. I guess you might see it with maybe like a Charizard or something, but let's take a look at some values. We have 1 year ago, $1.87. Shortly thereafter, on August 14th, we have its high at $1.95. It looks like its low is roughly over here, December 11th, $1.41. And this graph is definitely tight with its peaks and troughs, its ups and downs. Its current value is $1.78, and it looks like it might be on the trend downward. The number 8 most expensive card from Champion's Path is a Dreadnought VMAX. This is just an ultra rare card yet again. I feel like you don't really see too much from Dreadnought, so I guess it's kind of cool. But if I remember correctly, Champion's Path, also called the Machampions Path, you have quite a few Dreadnoughts and Machamps and stuff. Like, I think they're the main components of this set, right? So we have Dreadnought VMAX over here. Let's take a look. July 3rd, 1 year ago, $1.79. Doesn't really look like it moves past that $1.60 mark too much. Like, yeah, maybe it does. Yeah, okay, I take it back. Maybe around $1.80 is where it averages out for a little while. Reaches up to $2. It looks like its low is over here. May 20th, $1.50. Its high, June 10th, $2.75, and it looks like its current value, which is trending downwards, is $2.24. The 7th most valuable card from Champion's Path is Alcremie VMAX, which again is another ultra rare card. I believe the rainbow rare version of this card is it Shining Fates? I think it is. At the very least, I'm pretty sure it's the rainbow rare version of this card, but yeah, yet another ultra rare in the top 10, and if you look at that price point, not so hot, right? If you know Champion's Path, which you most likely do, you know what's coming for the top 2 cards, but yeah, leading up to that is kind of brutal. But let's go ahead, let's take a look at some values. So we have here, July 3rd, about a year ago, $2.79. It looks like it's high, July 24th, $3.11, and then there's a lot going on in between, a lot of rising and falling. Let's see here, $3.09, $3.11. Yeah, so it was July 24th at its high. I mean, it's not far off from its high on April 1st at $3.09. Its low is definitely, though, on April 22nd, $1.94, and its current value is $2.37. It looks like it could be starting to go upwards a little bit, but not really. And the 6th most valuable card to come out of Champion's Path is the Kabu Secret Rare Trainer. So this is a rainbow rare version of Kabu. Not exactly sure if there's a regular full art trainer of Kabu with this art style in Champion's Path, or if it's in another set, but I know Kabu appears a few times. But yeah, this is a rainbow rare card, so I guess it's good to see that it's already, or we're moving on to the rainbow rare cards, right? But again, the price doesn't necessarily reflect it super well, so let's take a look at some values. July 3rd, $3.66. That's 1 year ago. It looks like its low is over here-ish. November 13th, $2.76. Its high, June 3rd, $4.04, and its current value is $3.91. where it does look like it could be on the rise. So we could see a new high sooner than later. And the number 5 most valuable card to come out of Champions Path is Pierce. This is another secret rare or rainbow rare trainer card. We have the trainer Pierce here. Again, I've seen this artwork somewhere. I don't know if it's from Champions Path or if this artwork exists in another set, but regardless, it's the rainbow rare edition. We'll go ahead and take a look at some values. So we have July 3rd, 1 year ago, $4.46. Looks like its high is over here. September 18th, $5.11. Its low is shortly thereafter on December 4th, $2.86, and it looks like its current value is $4.03, and it does look like it might be trending downwards from here. Then the number 4 most valuable card is Dreadnought VMAX. This is the secret rare or rainbow rare card. If we go back to the Dreadnought here, you can see it's the same style, just different coloring, obviously, right? Which I always like to kind of go back and forth and just see the different shading and coloring techniques just reused, which is fine, right? So we have Dreadnought over here, secret rare. Let's look at some values. 1 year ago happens to be its high, $6.98. It looks like its low is July 10th too, $5.54. Let's see this one here. Yeah, $5.55 on September 25th. So not too incredible of a difference. Let's see over here. April 29th, $6.97. Yeah, I mean, we're pretty much a cent off from the high and the low from 2 other different points. And yeah, as you can see, it definitely goes up and drops down below that $5 mark, goes past that $6 mark a whole bunch, and it looks like its current value is $6.48. It does look like it's on the way up, so maybe we can see it past that $7 mark. And the 3rd most valuable card to come out of Champions Path is the Guard of War VMAX secret rare. So it's a rainbow version of the Guard of War VMAX, which actually doesn't even make this list. So can't even show the comparison back and forth of the artwork changing, but that's all good. Yeah, we have Guard of War VMAX. Guard of War is a pretty popular Pokemon. Not a bad value either. So let's take a look at some data. We have July 3rd, $8.27. That's 1 year ago. It looks like its low is over here, $6.40. And if I had to say an average price for a little bit, it's probably around like the $7.25 mark. But over here on April 15th, $8.41. It does rise pretty dramatically, reaching a high of June 3rd, $11.99, pretty much $12. And then its current value goes for $11.71. And yeah, it does look like it might be on the trend upwards, so maybe we'll see a new height for this card. All right, then the number 2 most valuable card from Champions Path, and if you know this set, you knew it was coming. If you didn't know it, you might be a little mind blown of the price jump between number 3 and number 2. But we have the Charizard V secret rare, which happens to be shiny Charizard V, which is a highly sought after, highly talked about, highly regarded card, right? You have Charizard V over here, its shiny form, looking sleek, pretty much honestly deserves to be in Shining Fates, but for some reason they put it in Champions Path, which is cool. Yeah, it's such a nice card. What a good pull. And yeah, I mean, we'll look at the values. The values definitely reflect it. So a year ago, $168.11. Definitely a big jump up from $12, right? And then it looks like, yeah, it goes up, goes down. Its low is probably over here, March 25th, $158.64, but its high is shortly thereafter on April 1st, $184.19, and it looks like its current value is $167.76, and it looks like it might stabilize at around here. But yeah, this is a really nice card. The values reflect it. You definitely have a pretty expensive card on our hands here. I mean, the card doesn't even go below $150, which is pretty nice, but this card has always been relatively expensive, and there was probably a time where this card was even more expensive than its current value, probably in the $200 region, but we're gonna go ahead and move on to the number 1 card now. And the number 1 most expensive card to come out of Champions Path is the Charizard VMAX secret rare, or in this case, the rainbow rare. And yeah, the difference obviously is you have the shiny Charizard V in second, and then just literally right behind it by like less than $2, or sorry, right ahead of it by less than $2 is the Charizard VMAX, which happens to be rainbow rare. So yeah, if you look at the Charizard VMAX from It's Darkness Ablaze. You'll see that this is the same artwork. And then if you look at the shiny Charizard VMAX from Shining Fates, you'll see that it's the same artwork too, which is cool. I kind of like that, right? The 3 different variants. Those would be nice to collect and kind of display all together. But yeah, let's take a look at some values. So we have July 10th, $176.88. That's where it was a year ago. It looks like its low is over here, October 9th, $154.65. So kind of around the same low that we had for the shiny Charizard V. Its high is $192.42 on November 20th. And its current value goes for $170.04. Looks like it's going to stagnate at around this level too, but like I said, number 1 and number 2 for the set, literally neck and neck. I wouldn't be surprised if the Charizard V ever took it over, but yeah, I mean, this card doesn't go below the $150 mark, which is really cool to see. So a very expensive card still holds a lot of value. What a great pickup or pull this would have been. And it still is. All right, we're going to switch the conversation over to sealed products. So starting off, we have the loose booster pack for Champion's Path, which technically doesn't exist because it is like a holiday / premium set. You can't buy the individual booster pack without having like a card shop have broken up a set or something, or a box, and then just kind of selling them as is. So technically, if you were to go to like Walmart or something, this would not exist, but yeah, your card shop would have likely sold it. They might still likely sell it. But actually, fun fact, I've never opened up a Champion's Path pack. Yeah, it was before I went into the hobby, before I entered in. This set was all the rage, and then shortly after, when I did enter in, the big boom had happened. And yeah, this set was already really expensive, so just never seemed worth it to open in hopes of getting the Charizard. But yeah, I don't know. I would love to maybe crack a pack or two, but I do know it's called Champion's Path for a reason, right? So yeah, I do know that it is an expensive pack for not a lot of gain, right? It's probably better, especially if you were to buy an ETB, it's probably literally better to just buy one of the Charizards. So, because that's all you really want from the set. Let's look at some values. July 3rd, $10.44. That's where it was 1 year ago. Its low, January 29th, $8.91. Its current value, $11.15. And where it is now, and it looks like where it might stagnate, is $9.60. Then we're going to take a look at this Champion's Path Hatterene V collection box. So essentially, yeah, like I said, this is not a main set, so it consists of a lot of collection boxes and like ETBs and yeah, various I don't even know if there's really Champion's Path tins, to be honest, but yeah, it's various ETBs and boxes, collection boxes that pretty much just, yeah, come with this set. So this one comes with 4 Champion's Path packs. You have your Hatterene V over here, your promo card, and then you have your jumbo card too. Not so bad, but let's take a look at some values. We have July 3rd, $31.29. That's 1 year ago. It looks like its low is October 30th, $30.97. Then it looks like its high is probably here, December 25th, $36.62. And its current value is $36.08, where it looks like it's going to stagnate. All right, then the next box up is the Champion's Path pin collection. This is, I guess, Turffield Gym, which I believe is in the Sword and Shield games, but don't quote me on that. It probably is, though. This one comes with 3 packs of Champion's Path. It comes with a... Does it come with a pin? I don't think it comes with a pin. You just have your Eldegoss promo card here. Well, it does come with a pin. I guess it's this pin over here. Yeah, featuring the gym logo. That's cool. But yeah, let's take a look at some values. We have July 3rd, $46.70. Looks like its low is November 20th, $41.34. And its high is its current value of $53.43. All right, coming up next, we have the Champion's Path Special Pin Collection. This is called the Stow On Side. I'm not exactly sure what that is, but we'll read what it is. We'll read what it comes with. So we have 2 foil cards featuring both gym leader partners, Pokemon, Machamp and Gengar. Again, Machampion's Path, but Gengar is a pretty sweet one to have. Then you have 2 collector's pins featuring both gym logos. So yeah, you're both your gyms. 5 Pokemon TCG Champion's Path booster packs, which is cool. And yeah, I'm not sure why it's called Stow On Side. I don't know if that's like telling everybody else that, or all the companies that you have to stow it on its side. I have no idea. Anyways, like I said, I haven't really opened up any Champion's Path products. So let's take a look at some values. We have July 3rd, $65.42. It looks like its high is over here, January 1st, $67.80, and its current value is $64.84, where it looks like it's dropping down. So the next product we're going to take a look at is the Champions Path Premium Collection Marnie box. So essentially this one comes with, let's see, 8 Champions Path booster packs. You have an awesome Pokemon TCG playmat featuring Marnie, which is, I guess, kind of funny. Then you have 2 collector's pins featuring Morpeko and Grimmsnarl, which I guess over here. The playmat should be somewhere in the back. You have 1 foil card featuring Morpeko V, which is over here. Grimmsnarl V is over here. That's the other promo card. And then, yeah, like I said, 8 Champions Path booster packs. So let's take a look at some values. We have July 3rd, $86.19. That's 1 year ago. It looks like its high is over here, October 2nd, $96.55. Its low was pretty recently on May 13th, $73.31. And our data goes as far back as May 27th, but $73.59 seems to be its current value, and maybe it might be going up a little bit. Then the final sealed product we're going to talk about today is the Champions Path Elite Trainer Box. So essentially, yeah, this is a really sleek and nice looking ETB. You have Charizard on the front. I don't know if the aesthetic really adds to its value, but it's definitely a very nice aesthetic. That's for sure, the overall look of it. You get 10 Champions Path booster packs, 1 full art promo card featuring Charizard V. It is a nice card. Then, yeah, you get your 65 sleeves, your 45 energies, etc., etc. So let's take a look at some values. We have July 3rd, $102.79. Looks like the low is on October 23rd, $92.70. Its high is January 22nd, $120.10. And its current value, which looks like it might be slowly dropping, is $102.40. Alright, so that concludes our lists of the top 10 most valuable cards from Champions Path, as well as 6 or so sealed products and their data. What can we learn from this? What can we take away? Is it worth the investment? I mean, I'll be honest, I really haven't seen much movement for the Charizard VMAX or the Charizard V at all within the last couple of years. I remember looking at this set like last year and there was no movement. I mean, literally, right? Look, not much movement since last year. I mean, there has been highs and lows, but I mean, if you were to buy either the Charizard V or the Charizard VMAX and you wanted to make like a quick 20 bucks, hoping to sell it off at its peak, like, I guess, right? But that's not really what we're trying to do here. That's not really what we're trying to preach, right? Not really the quick flip. We're looking at long-term investments, and I don't know. I don't really know if many of these cards are going to go beyond their values if they're already so low, right? It's just so easy to pick up and add to your collection and buy outright that you don't really need to rip packs, right? There's a cause and effect here with, you know, values of cards, and the reason why Champions Path is still so expensive is due to these 2 cards, right? The Charizard V and the Charizard VMAX. So yeah, I mean, if you were to buy any of these 2 cards, they'd be great pieces for the collection. Absolutely. Get it graded, you might see some value there, but I don't know, I just don't necessarily think it's going to go past that $200 mark as of right now. I mean, maybe way down the line, but even that's tricky to predict. But yeah, I mean, $170 is where both of these cards stand, and they've been there for a hot minute, so I just don't know if there's really going to be much movement there. And then even the Champions Path products, as you can see, like, there really hasn't been, there's been movement since a year ago, but they've kind of landed at literally around the exact same mark, right? $102 there. We have 86. This one actually dropped. This one dropped. This one went up a little bit, right? It went from $46 to $53. And yeah, I mean, some of them have gone up a little bit for sure, right? But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if Champions, see, I did it unironically. I don't know if Champions Path is a worth it investment right now. I think there's other things I'd rather put my money into, other sets that still have yet to rise in value, like the latter half of the Sword and Shield era, right? Brilliant Stars, Astral Radiance, Lost Origins, Silver Tempest, Crown Zenith. I think I'd rather put my money into those than something like this, and then even then I'd probably rather invest in some Chilling Reign or something like that, Fusion Strike afterwards, maybe some ETBs. I don't know. I just don't know if this is necessarily going to see that crazy of an increase. If there was something I'd be willing to pick up, it could be this ETB, but even then, I don't know. It just seems very expensive for for what it is, but eventually, right, I think there will come a time where the ETB will increase in value. I don't know by how much necessarily. I don't know if I'm going to make that call, but I think the ETB would be the first thing to see an increase in price, and then maybe there you'd see some return on your investments. But what do you think about Champions Path? What do you think investing in it as a set? I would say this is a set right now that I would maybe pass on, or at least not really prioritize that much. But yeah, I'd love to know what you think, and I'll catch you in the next one.